Bengali becomes Boshanta.
Boshanta.
Similarly,
Oh,
this
yeah.
in Hindi is Pat,
Pat.
in Sanskrit is
Patha.
Patha, and in Bengali becomes
Patha.
Potha.
কেমন আছো?
Manatsu, how are you?
কি করো?
What are you doing?
আমি তোমাকে
I love
ভালোবাসি।
you.
আমি তোমারে ভালোবাসি। এদিকে আসো।
Edikashu.
Also
Edikashu.
notice
I
how
don't know
Kolkata
what's
Bangla
Edikashu.
differ. Can you take 5 seconds to figure out which one is key?
The story one, something like the story one.
Well, if you guess that the second one is Boba,
What's up, everybody? It's me again, Oyao Theresa, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope that you're doing fine for today, guys. So, Ami ajke, why does Bengali sound so sweet? Ear upare akurbu, asa kore shubai ofubo carbon. But before that, if you're new for this channel, please subscribe my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell that you've been notified on my next video. So yes, for today's video, it's really kind of interesting because yes, lots of people tell me that Bengali is really a sweet language. So for today, I want to know more about that. So guys, without any doubts, chillin Suroka Rajak. Yeah, it's so sweet. But let's find out why. Why it's so sweet.
I don't speak Bengali, and probably you don't as well. But if you're anything like me, you probably also feel that the language is really sweet.
Yeah.
It's like it does not have any sharp edges, and it melts right away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, the question has been on my mind for ages, and it's time to answer it. Why does Bengali sound so sweet? I know what you're thinking. No guys, the answer isn't Rasgulla. Besides, it's Roshagulla. What are you even saying? Bangla or Bengali is a fairly young language that has evolved from Magadhi Prakrit in the 10th century AD. It is the 6th most spoken language in the world and 2nd most spoken language in India. But there isn't just one type of Bengali. Bengali's dialects have spread all over Bengal and Bangladesh, and they actually sound really different from each other. Take for example Sylheti Bangla spoken in Bangladesh and Kolkata Bangla called the Standard Bangla.
শুদ্ধ ভাষা ভার্সেস সিলেটি ভাষা। কেমন আছো?
How are you?
কি করো?
What are you doing?
আমি তোমাকে
I
ভালোবাসি।
love you.
আমি তোমারে ভালোবাসি। এদিকে আসো।
Edikashu.
Also notice
Edikashu.
how
I don't
Kolkata
know what's
Bangla
Edikashu.
differs from Chittagongian Bangla.
শুদ্ধ বাংলা হচ্ছে আমি তোমাকে ভালোবাসি। চট্টগ্রামের ভাষায়
হাতে তোমার বেশি গম লাগে।
Oh yeah,
তুমি
there's
কোথায়
a
যাচ্ছ? চট্টগ্রামের ভাষায়
lots of accent
Notice how
Bengali. So
Chittagongian
that's
and
what
Sylheti seem to
my
have
friend
a bit
on
of an
Facebook told
influence.
me.
Because the video is directed
different.
towards India, the
And the
discussion would be
spell
limited to the
height,
standard
what's
Bengali,
that?
or the variant of
It's-
Bengali that's spoken in the Nadia district in West Bengal. So with that context, let's come back to the
Nadia.
initial
Why?
question.
That's
Why is Bengali so sweet? In our last video, we talked about the retroflex
Oh,
irla,
sir, I
and we
don't
saw
think
how
that's-
Bengali does not have the sound or even the letter. But irla is not the only retroflex. There are other retroflexes as well. For example, the retroflex rna, rda, and rdha.
Rha.
Bengali has letters to denote these sounds, but guess what? Just like rda, Bengalis never use these sounds. They pronounce these letters exactly like the softer na, ra, and
Na,
ra. Listen
ra.
to the song played in the beginning. Notice how the first line,
her
Prema
voice is
Pura
really
Baro,
so sweet.
actually uses the letters da and na, but they're never pronounced using their original sounds. To give another example, here's a popular song adapted in Bollywood. Notice how the lyrics read Bodo Loker Beti, but It is pronounced as Boro Loker Beti. Retroflex sounds lend an element of crispness to languages, and by avoiding these, Bengali words become easier to pronounce and they are free-flowing. Bangla also vastly simplifies its sounds. Take for example the three sir sounds, as in sir, sh and sh in Hindi. Bengali has the corresponding letters, but they are all pronounced the same, sh. There are few exceptions here and there, but largely sh dominates over s. Take for example the word Sanatan in Hindi. Now in the word the first s is used. And when you write the word in Bengali, you also use the word sa, but the pronunciation of the word happens to be shonaton.
Shonatan.
Linguists suggest that the sh sound is perceived to be softer than the s sound, and that is another reason why Bengali words sound so soft. Another interesting thing to note is that the Bengali script came much later after the language. The script evolved from the Siddham script, which was greatly influenced by sounds that were used to denote Sanskrit. But the issue was that many of these concepts in the script, like Badiyu, Chotiyu, they were never really part of Bengali. Therefore, even if the language uses these vowels, in practical Bengali, there is absolutely no difference.
You're allowed to learn Bengali.
Take
Like
for example
Bangla,
the pronunciation of deen and din. Now the translation into Bengali, the words are pronounced exactly the same. Deen and din.
And din. Din.
Bangla has another interesting property where it likes to simplify its consonant
Consonant,
clusters.
I mean
A consonant
consonant.
that is attached to the sound ma, for example, is pronounced as the letter itself. Take for example the word Lakshmi in Hindi. This word is pronounced as Lokhi in Bangla. Also take the example of Bhishma in Hindi. This is pronounced as Bhisho.
লোকে সর্বদা তোমায় পূজো করবে আর তোমায় ভীষ্ম নামে সম্বোধিত করবে।
Also the sound ksha is simplified to kya. This property is not just unique to Bengali but also Odias do it. Notice how this Bangladeshi news reporter, for example, pronounces the name of the actor.
Welcome to New York. My question is Deepika and Akshay both.
So instead of saying Akshay, he says Okkhoy. As you see, Bengali tends to keep this consonant-vowel structure, and
consonant,
vowel.
vowel.
Consonant pair. And therefore, the sounds sound softer because of the vowel present. Disclaimer alert, which means the most fun part of the video is here, so pay attention. One of these two shapes is called Kiki and another one is Boba. Can you take 5 seconds to figure out which one is Kiki and which one is Boba?
The star one, something like the star one.
Well, if you guess that the second one is Boba and the first one is Kiki, you are correct. Linguists have found that we associate the O sound, like in Boba, to be soft and round, while the E sound is harsh and spiky, which is why we associated Boba with something circular and Kiki to be something sharp. And as some of you might have guessed, that brings us to the point why Bengali sounds so sweet. Consider these pair of Hindi Sanskrit words. Ram, Rama. Rachna, Rachana. Ved, Veda. Notice how Sanskrit adds an A sound to the end of each letter, while Hindi does not. Almost like there is a halant on the end of each letter. The A sound that Sanskrit adds is called schwa. And this isn't just unique to Sanskrit. Several languages have schwa in them. Nepali, for example, would call this word usako and not usko. Odia calls this word ghara, while a Hindi person would call it khar. Bengali similarly has schwa in it, but interestingly, it's not. It's
yeah, I observed
Therefore,
that.
the Hindi word vasant,
Vasant.
which in Sanskrit would be vasanta, in Bengali becomes boshanta. Similarly, this word in Hindi is pat, in Sanskrit is patha, and in Bengali becomes patha. Anta, anta. And therefore, this isn't Vivekanand. It is No, not even that. It's Bibeka Nondo. And therefore, because the schwa is present in every word of Bengali, the O sound is abundant. And to connect it to the experiment in the very beginning, we saw how rounded sounds are associated to be more softer. That may be one reason why Bengali, in general, is perceived to be soft. Well, to conclude this video, let me leave you with some cultural trivia. Do you know that from the 18th century to the early 20th century, there was a cultural revolution in Bengal called the Bengal Renaissance? This revolution questioned the existing customs and rituals of the Indian society of that time. From the caste system to the dowry system,
I
to
guess
the practice
I
of
knew
sati,
that one,
all
like
of
the
these
burning
customs
one.
were
If
questioned.
your husband
Bengal
died,
was seeing this cultural
you
progress
should, the
in
wife
all
should
its fields.
also
Science, religion,
burn.
arts and literature. There was this hero
Cultural.
in particular who I want to talk about, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. Among many other things, he was a Sanskrit scholar and a polyglot. At that time, Bengali was considered to be an inferior form of Sanskrit. It didn't have an identity of its own. Vidyasagar ji was the one who formalized the script to 12 vowels and 40 consonants and removed the letters that were redundant, like Dirghori and Dirgholi at that point. He made all efforts to make the language of the masses and of the commons. It was this literary revolution that was triggered by the likes of Rabindranath Tagore and Vidyasagar that Bengali became a language that people loved and celebrated. Well guys, truth be told, I feel I have made a good case, but I'll admit that sweetness is a subjective term. All the examples I gave here are based on certain assumptions about what makes sounds sweet. For example, some people find German harsh.
Avion.
Aeroplane.
Aero.
Avion.
Flugzeug!
But some might find it beautiful.
Flugzeug.
It depends on many other factors like how you enunciate the language, what is your education level, what is your background, and even your gender. Linguistics isn't a hard science like maths. It requires an amount of subjectivity, and that isn't a bad thing. So I don't want you to take away from this video that Bengali is the sweetest language. Bengali is sweet on its own terms, but other languages can be just as sweet or even more. I only hope that you got to learn about this beautiful language and think about how similar or different it
Yeah,
is.
I really want to. I really want to.
Hey Bandhura, thank you so much for watching this video.
Bandhura.
আপনাদের যদি ভিডিও ভালো লাগে
ভালো লাগে
তাহলে
থাকে।
শেয়ার করো,
লাইক করো,
আর
সাবস্ক্রাইব করো।
Lots of love and আবার দেখা হবে in the next video.
Like করো, subscribe করো. That was really amazing. I really love it. I really enjoy watching this video. Most especially, I like the way the video is really show everything. It's really clear. And also, I really get more knowledge about this video because as what he said, I'm sorry. So as what he said, I like constant and plus constant and constant plus vowel. So that's make the Bengali sound so sweet. So yeah, I also observed that if they're using A, the sounds of A, they are just using instead of A, they're using the O vowel, and that's make the Bengali sweet. Oh yeah, that's why. And I really want to learn Bengali language. I mean the Bangla. I really want to learn Bangla. And yeah, I hope that I can learn so fast. I thank you so much for sharing this video to me. I really enjoy watching this video, and I really get more knowledge about the Bengali language. And yes, oh my god, thank you so much for sharing this to me. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy this video. So yes, I really want to learn Bengali language too, so I wish that I can learn as soon as possible. As you can see, I'm really trying so hard to speak Bengali, so maybe every day I can get more knowledge. As soon as possible I can learn. So yeah guys, thank you so much once again. Our name Oyao Theresa, and may God bless you and have a nice day.